Alright, it is March 29. We're here interviewing Charles Leblanc for Justice Done Dirt Cheap. How you doing, Charles?
Good.
I've got some questions for you. You've been in front of a judge a few times. Is that correct? You know what's interesting is justice is defined by Black's Law Dictionary as a fair application of laws. Do you think that you can attain justice in New Brunswick?
Let me tell you something. I was arrested in 2006 in St. John for taking pictures of a protest. I was grabbed by the St. John police force, singled out, assaulted, on the ground, everything, in jail. They took my camera, they deleted 200 pictures out of my camera. Then they said, well, you have to represent yourself in court because it's a summary conviction. Now, they know I don't have a lawyer. They know I can't afford a lawyer. I'm on social assistance. I'm not proud of it, but that's the way it is. So at the end, a lawyer stepped forward, make a long story short, a lawyer stepped forward, and I was acquitted. The Judge William McCarroll in St. John was very angry with the St. John police force because they deleted 200 pictures. They deleted the evidence from my camera. So I always trusted the judge in our provincial system. Then we came here. Right behind me here, that's the Justice building. I was arrested a block away by the Fredericton police force because I was protesting of a double standard there is here in Fredericton between the filthy rich and the filthy poor. In my opinion, everybody should be treated equally. So what happened? They arrested me. Make a long story short, I showed up in court. And then suddenly they told me, sign these papers. I said, I'm not signing nothing until I appear from a judge because I trust our justice system. They put me in there. Duty counsel came. He says, this is a judge's order. Sign these papers. You'll be out of here. I said, no, I want to talk to a judge. I showed up. It was Judge Julian Dixon. Now, I seen him in action before. I go, oh boy, you could tell that he was angry because he had to put his war back on. The prosecutor, what's her name again? Blunstead, whatever. Anyway, she said to the judge, we want Mr. Leblanc to sign papers not to be in a corner of Queen and Westmoreland Street. I stood up, I said, Your Honor, I walk the bridges every night, and the only exit there is from the city of Fredericton is the Westmoreland Bridge. That's the only bridge that you could drive on. And I said, I walk the bridges every night. I go across the Westmoreland Bridge. I can't sign that. Ooh, you don't want to sign that? No problem. Boom! 2 days in jail. So they handcuffed me. They put me in the sheriff van, transferred me to St. John. I have asthma. They cut my medication off. I'm on sleeping pills. They cut my sleeping pills off. I think somebody wanted me to take a stroke. I was coughing. I said, I need my inhaler. Nope. They had a different kind of inhaler, but it didn't work. So I totally lost faith in our justice system. There's absolutely none. None.
So, justice cannot be had in New Brunswick, in your opinion?
Nope.
So far.
They made themselves very clear that the poor will not have justice. I put a complaint against Judge Julian Dixon, and the Judicial Council sent me a letter and said, people with mental disorders, if they dare to ask questions in court, they will be jailed. Excuse me, isn't that like Germany in the 1930s? I mean, they didn't come with the exact words, say people with mental disabilities are not allowed to ask questions. But that was my complaint.
See, we're supposed to have equality under the law.
Yeah.
And shouldn't we be able to ask questions? If you're self-representing, one should be able to ask questions.
Not here in Fredericton. Not here in Fredericton.
How can you represent yourself if you don't know what's actually going on?
Exactly.
A reasonable man will ask questions.
I know, but no, if we ask questions, we will be jailed. That was the bottom line.
Simple as that.
Simple as that. Stay tuned. Stay tuned for the next part.
Thank you, Charles.